Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talking about the history of life, lesson 6, the Great Transition. Today actually you're going to be watching a different video that is posted for you guys to watch on the webpage. You're going to be watching a video called the Great Transition, and essentially what this video is going to be about, it's about 17 minutes long. You're going to need to watch it and answer the questions that have been assigned to you, so you can understand a little bit more about how things have changed over time. Talking a little bit more to pteropods and talking about some questions. So make sure that you go ahead and watch the video, answer the questions. And go ahead and pause this video now and switch over to that. All right, so now that we have watched the video, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss it. So, what evidence suggests that four-legged animals came from fish? Well, all are vertebrates. The embryos and DNA are similar, and the fossil record demonstrates the relatedness and that there's a nice sequential relationship to the progression. So that's kind of the evidence that they gave us that four-legged animals came from fish. So why did Shibuin and colleagues choose to look at the Canadian Arctic for transition fossils? Well, the age of the rock and the kind of rock there in other parts of the world have been explored. So it's just kind of ways to look at the rock and being able to explore it to understand. Of course, there's many more places to explore, but that's specifically the answer that you need for that question. Describe the environment of the Arctic that might have been like what it may have been like 375 million years ago. Well, possibly it was a giant swampy flood plain. If you've seen the movie Ice Age, or maybe other movies like Dinosaur, things like that, you can see that there's different types of habitat, and we understand it to be probably a swampy floodplain. So, what are the characteristics of the fish like? Well, we know it had scales and fins. Pretty simple. The next question is, what are the characteristics like? Well, it had a flat head. There's eyes on the top. It was pteropod-like ribs. It had hip bones and a neck. So that's information you need for that question. And then the last question you have, did the transition of the vertebrates from water to land happen quickly? And you need to explain your answer. Well, no, it did not. It happened gradually over millions of years. Remember what we talked about yesterday? It happened over a series of 40 million years. The fossil record reveals that a large amount of time passed during the transition. So make sure you understand that those things have changed over time. One of the things we're going to look at real quickly here as I transition over is we are going to look at a picture here. So what you see here is a difference in kind of a comparison of limbs and how they've changed. So as you can see, there's a little bit of limited of bones. We had more bones and added more as we got into our limbs. So as you can see, there's a lot of transitions. We went from one bone, two bones to many bones, having digits, remember fingers and phalanges, and having different patterns, explaining the origin of our pteropods. Science can use the limb patterns to study change over time, and the small changes to show transitions from fish with fins living in water to pteropods living on land. What you can infer about how these organisms may have been related and belonging to the same group of family. Well, they must have been related somehow. Maybe it was just one ancestor, maybe it was more, but we don't know. All we know is that the changes happen. So, going back to our PowerPoint here, now that you've watched the video and answered those questions, if you have more questions on that, just let me know. Today you do have homework. I know there's kind of been a lot of reading lately, but you're gonna do the interview with Jennifer Clark, and you're gonna read the article and answer the questions that go with that. and make sure you turn that in on time. What you're going to do is you're going to answer some questions specific to that, and then we will go over those a little bit tomorrow. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.